all of them made some very good plays, some nice throws. I mean, it's fun to watch. You know, we're competing every day, evaluating everything, and we'll sit down once we get it. We got a lot coming. I mean, like I said, we got 6 practices left. One's a spring game. We're going to be very competitive. One's a full scrimmage Wednesday, and then we got 2 half scrimmage days. So you got 4 really, really big days to go with that last scrimmage. So a lot of evaluating and information, but I thought they all did well.
Do you want to name a starter coming out of spring, or do you just see when it happens?
Well, I mean, we got a starter right now. Kelly's our starter. So I mean, there's really no announcement unless that changed. I mean, we've got our starters back, but that doesn't mean he gets to. Like y'all heard me say many times, Mitch Hyatt's our returning starter left tackle, but he's got to earn it every day. He doesn't just get anointed. Nobody's that way. And the quarterback obviously gets the most questions and headlines, but Cleveland has to earn it every day. Christian has to earn it every day. If you're the best guy, you're the best guy, and you got to prove it every single day. So, Kelly's the starter. I mean, he's a returning starter for us. Started, how many games we play? 14 games. So, I mean, he's that's where we are. So if something changes, then there's an announcement. But other than that, there's no announcement to make.
With Isaiah, what have you seen from him so far this spring? Isaiah Simmons.
What I hoped I would see at range, we're some diversification from him. We're working him a lot at the nickel position, the nickel Sam spot where Dorian was. Love what I'm seeing out of him there. And then Nolan Turner got hurt in the scrimmage, so that puts us down. He was really having a good spring, and so he's going to have a little shoulder surgery. So he'll be out the rest of spring. Be back sometime this summer. So now we're cross. We were doing it anyway, but now a little bit more so. We're kind of cross training him at both spots. So I think long term that bodes well for us. Just the diversity that he provides us. Just being able to play him at safety. But we love him up there in that nickel Sam position. I mean, he's and we love him on the back end. He's got length and range and ball skills, and he's really starting to figure things out. So you got to remember, he hadn't played a ton of snaps, but he did get some good experience last year. But he's got a bright future, and he'll be a guy that'll be a factor for us.
How many quarterbacks live some of last spring? Is it just totally different set of circumstances now?
Last spring, I think we went maybe one day live. Yeah. The couple years before that, but I think we only went. I'll take that back. We might have gone 2 days. I think we did 2 days live last spring. But just different because, we were going into a situation last year where we didn't have anybody proven. We had Hunter had just gotten here, and Kelly was really had a little bit of experience, but first time for him. And I needed to be able to get a feel for who they were when things broke down a little bit too. And so that was a part of our evaluation last spring, and it has been this spring. But we've just got a lot more working knowledge than we had going into last year. I mean, we've also. I don't need to make Kelly live to see what he can do. Same thing with Hunter. Same thing with Chase. I've seen enough. I know what they can do with their legs, and to be honest with you, that's probably been the biggest, not surprise, but most pleasing thing probably about Trevor is just his natural instincts to be able to extend plays and his ability. I mean, he can move. That guy can run. So you see that on tape, but he's such a big guy. I don't think he gets the credit for his ability to run and escape and create. So I think he was the one guy that I'm like, well, let's see. But the other guys, I've got a really good feel for what they can do with their legs. And then we've created a really good system as far as how we practice and how we've coached the defense as far as our quarterback rules. If he's a passer in the pocket, if he's a runner on the edge, or if he's a runner in the box, on how we coach that. And so I think that's helping both sides get better.
Coach, was Braden full contact today?
No. Okay. But he was dressed out, and so I think the plan with him is to kind of cut him loose a little bit each day. And obviously, this is his first time out there get going. So hopefully he'll be able to do a little bit more over these next 6 practices. Although we got 2 of them. One's a scrimmage on Wednesday, but hopefully he can get a few things done.
We touched on it briefly before spring break, but Chuck Smith said he feels like he's ready to take that next step. What do you think?
I think he is. I think just a guy that I think is developed immensely since he got here. And now he's in a position and he has a good enough foundation and understanding where he can have confidence and he can play, within his skill set. And you see that speed, you see his burst because he's got confidence, he's got more knowledge. And so I think he's in a good spot. And, I think this is a year where hopefully he'll take a really good step forward for us. But I still think the best is out there for him. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's come through this program, a Vic Beasley, not that he's going to be the 8th pick in the draft, but a Dorian, those type of guys that if they hang in there, man, they become great veteran players for you. And he's kind of in that stage as he transitions to being that sophomore, because we're a deep group at linebacker right now. And that's the biggest thing. I mean, it's a very deep group and guys that aren't going away, and so they're all very unselfish. They're all splitting time and taking pride in their reps that they get. But he's a guy that I'm excited about.
On a lighter note, it's the first time we talked to you in a while. Brad Brownell called you a chucker. Do you have a comment on that?
Well, if being a scorer means chucker, then guilty as charged, But, I want my team to win, and usually that requires me to score. So I'm just saying, I guess I'm guilty as charged. I mean, I did lead my county in shots attempted, I think, a couple years in a row there. But I am preferred to see myself as a scorer. I don't know where this chucker stuff came from, but anyway, he needs to get his butt out there on the court a little bit more before he starts evaluating my game. But
So you agree with what he said about defense and rebound?
absolutely not. That's the other thing too. I play defense. I pride myself. Now rebounding, I get a few here and there, but I pride myself on defense. So, yeah, that's there's don't believe half of what you hear, right? Or none of what you hear and half of what you see. That's what my coach used to tell me. So, anyway.
He says he's going to want to keep you in line.
Well, that might be true. But we have a good time. We have a good group. In fact, I was playing I ripped my hand right there. We were on a trip down at Turks and Caicos with 2 other couples Wednesday to Sunday, and me and my buddy were jogging. Kind of went outside the little resort. We're just jogging, and then we come up on a basketball game. And it's a bunch of just locals out there playing basketball. And we busted right up in there, and 2 hours later, Kath and them thought we'd gotten kidnapped or something. 2 hours later, and so it was a blast. We had a great time, but there was a sport court, and anyway, I got knocked down because I was playing defense, and somehow I got knocked down, but I go sliding across and ripped my skin out of my hand there. So I've had a little pain with it, but I kept playing, finished, had a heck of a time. They had no clue who we were. We were just the tourists showing up, and so it was a lot of fun. We had a good little few days there, but was glad to get back and get started. We had meetings last night. Actually, we had dinner and meetings. Finished up the scrimmage, what we didn't get to, but we had a big viewing party down there Friday night, watching the game. Oh my gosh, that was a tough one, but really proud of our team. I mean, it was just awesome to see us compete the way we did. We obviously didn't play well in the first half, and I thought Brad's comments were right on line. I mean, that's the first time that I kind of saw him like, okay, whoa, this is, we're playing Kansas, and and the whole place was blue, by the way, unbelievable. So I thought it was interesting. Okay, I mean, obviously we're in a bad spot right here, but how are you going to respond? You really got 2 ways to go here, and I think that's a credit to the culture they built, to those guys obviously care about each other, and for them to come back and it be a 4-point game. I don't know, they were down 20 or 22 points against a great team, obviously. I just think that says a lot about where they are, and got great days ahead. So they'll get better. That'll be a great experience for them, a great learning experience. Hopefully all those guys will come back, and it'll be a launching pad for them for many years of consistency. You know, I think that's what every program wants to have, and I know that's what Brad is shooting for.
How much do you think success across sports feed into each other? I know, you know, especially in recruiting, I know you take a lot of football recruits to basketball games and
Sure.
vice versa.
Yeah,
How much do you
I
think that helps?
think it matters a lot. I think anytime you have a lot of pride in you know, success maybe in one area, it's contagious to another area. I don't think there's any question about that, because young people are competitive and coaches are competitive. And, you know, I mean, that's just the nature of it. And, you know, if I'm a basketball player and I see, man, the baseball team is playing unbelievably great, well, it kind of makes you want to step your game up. And same thing, you know, if you're a football player and your basketball team is playing at a high level, you know, wants you to just be, you want to be the best that you can be. And I think at the end of the day, that's one of the great things about Clemson is it's very connected here. It's a very connected place. People talk about Clemson family all the time and stuff like that, but you know, it's a place where, I mean, it's a small town, you know, and everybody keeps up with what's going on, and it's, you know, I met with a volleyball recruit today. She was a giant. I'm not sure she could play wide out. But, you know, I just think that's, again, I want all the sports to do well and vice versa. So it's really neat to see, you know, where we are right now, to see our basketball program, to see, you know, I know they had Monty and them got it done this weekend, but, you know, had a bad weekend last weekend. Baseball is like you know, it's like 12 seasons within one, so there's always ebbs and flows, but what a start we've had in baseball. So it's great, man. This is a great time to be a Clemson Tiger.
Let me go ahead and get Coach Scott has been patiently waiting, so let's bring him on.
All right.
Thank
All right.
you,
See you
Dabo.
guys. See you.
Thanks, Coach.